Hi everyone, welcome back to Anatomy and Bowserology. I'm Yami no Senshi.
And I'm Phoenix.
And today we're going to continue exploring the Dimple Woods. But first, once you get to this point, enemies will start respawning in earlier areas. Because of that, we can go back and get something we couldn't get before. We head back to Black Beach and fight one of the Goombas. We get a Blitty.
Big kitty block.
As the only Blitty you have to go back for. The rest of them are enemies farther ahead.
It's pretty convenient.
I tried to get it at the end of the previous video, but it just would not show up. I could not get enemies to respawn.
Huh.
Here's something else you can do. You can burn the little shrubs on the world map. If you do that, sometimes there'll be a handful of coins in them.
Bowser loves coins.
Does he?
Maybe?
I don't think he does.
I assume he does.
I mean, I don't think he pays his minions, so he doesn't need them for payroll.
I just assume he's greedy and power hungry.
Mostly just violence hungry. He just wants to kill Mario. Anyway, we found a trio of Bowser's minions.
That are apparently not completely incompetent.
Just 95% incompetent.
And they're conveniently color-coded for our convenience. The Mighty Morphin Bowser Rangers.
Too short of a Sentai team, though. Though obviously the Paracoopa is in the lead, being the red one.
Yep. I mean, he can fly, come on.
True. I kinda wonder. We are quite a ways away from the castle, and they managed to push it all the way this way. One tiny shove at a time, and now all of a sudden the Goomba's back gives out. Does Goomba have a back? Do they have spines?
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe his feet gave out.
I think we need a spin-off game, Goomba's Inside Story.
Just to see.
Just to see what the inside of a Goomba looks like. Apparently they didn't bother to take any ammunition with them.
So, like you said, 95% incompetent.
Yep. Apparently we're just gonna look for some lying around.
Yeah, well, kinda makes sense. I mean, like you said, they've shot a ton of them at Mario over the years.
So, I mean, are there just great fields of bullet bills and bonsais and Koopa shells and all that other stuff just lying around?
I guess?
Is that like a major source of Toad employment?
The bonsai bills are like sentient too. They just kind of get stuck in the ground and then sit there for years until someone comes around to clean them up so they can reuse the ammo?
I mean, do they have some sort of halfway house for them? Like a bonsai bill daycare somewhere? Work release program? I don't know. Are they culpable for, assault on Mushroom Kingdom citizens? They're sentient, but they're just ammunition.
It's like adopt a highway, adopt a bill.
For 35 cents a day, these bonsai bills can eat whatever it is they eat. Probably gunpowder.
They eat gunpowder and fart explosions.
Yes. That Wiggler puzzle really tried to trip me up with having it face the other way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's about as hard as the puzzles get in this game.
I can't really think of another way you could make that specific puzzle any harder.
Make it faster, a longer combination. I mean, it would all be artificial difficulty anyway.
They could make the Wiggler out of diamond, that'd make it harder.
Ugh. Oh my goodness, but look at the tiny little Wiggler.
He's so cute.
And also apparently vegetarian. You can tell by the fact he's going on and on about the benefits of a vegetarian diet to a creature that is obviously an obligate carnivore.
Now he's threatening him.
You'll pay for bad-mouthing carrots. Speaking of carrots...
That's a big carrot.
I'm just gonna try and use it for ammunition.
Sure.
Okay, just watch Bowser for a little bit before we get into the next minigame. He's just really trying. He is going to town on that thing.
He's just furiously vibrating.
We gotta do this again, but it's a little different this time.
I like this version.
This version is a little more fun, yes. It's a rhythm game.
Except there's only 2 notes.
Conveniently, other than the color coding, they sound different when they get spit out, which makes it a little easier to tell what's coming. Definitely a lot more fun than the just bounce it back and forth ones.
Yeah. It's a little easier to know what's coming, too.
Right, and they can add a little more challenge. 3 sets, and obviously the tempo goes up with each one. Your first set is always a 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the pace down. It's just a simple call and answer game for the rest of it.
Surprised Bowser hasn't just like given up by now.
I was really hoping he would start vibrating and pulling faster, but he just changes a little bit. It still goes at the same speed though. Which is fine though, because if you sped this up it would look absolutely ridiculous.
It's already pretty fast. If you sped it up too much, it just might hit the point where it looks like he's standing still.
And then Bowser vibrated into the nth dimension.
Maybe he can fuse his molecules with the carrot.
Becomes quantumly entangled with the carrot.
Yep.
Someone goes to make a pie and suddenly his leg is missing. These do actually get kind of hard come the end. They really don't have a break before the pattern ending and you having to hit the balls. You also have to do them perfectly. If you miss even a single note in a string, you have to do that string again. That out of the way, we have our carrot, which is unfortunately too large for ammunition. And we have a very upset Wiggler.
That'll teach Bowser to go around stealing vegetables.
Well, this carrot talk is hearkening me back to Mario Land 2. With the weird... They decided bunny ears is how Mario would fly in that one.
Yeah.
Maybe they all come from this farm.
Maybe. I wonder if it's supposed to be any sort of reference to that.
Seems a bit of a reach for that, but you never know. Nintendo loves recycling content. I mean, if you play the sequel to this, after a while you'll kind of start to realize it's the same game again. The story is different, but all the mechanics are pretty much the same.
It's hard to please everybody. A lot of times, if they tweak stuff too much, then people get angry that it's not the same. Especially when it's already really good.
People keep buying Mario and Zelda every year, so they'll keep making them the same way. Unfortunately, no one else is really making games for their systems anymore. It's time to eat the carrot.
All at once, one big bite.
I will post the music for the Mario and Luigi version of Dimple Woods. Don't really get a chance to hear it, but it's pretty rockin'. Try and keep up with the rest of the music in the thread as well.
A lot of the Mario and Luigi versions of the tracks are like a bit more rockin' for some reason.
Yeah, a little rocky, a little jazzy.
I guess it's sort of like the subterranean version of it, since you're inside Bowser instead of just actually out in the world.
The Bowser themes are a little more traditional Nintendo sounding, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is the next minigame, Super Carrot Clicker. The rest of it's not this boring. Close, but not this bad. Obviously, for whatever reason, you've decided to help Bowser eat this giant carrot. And that involves clicking carrots to digest.
That's how it works, right? If you like eat too much, you just poke your stomach repeatedly.
Yeah, but you have to do it from the inside, and that's why I swallow a midget every year before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you watch Bowser's face, it'll flash, and then a special enzyme will be inside the carrot that drops at that exact instant. And the faster you get to it, the more it digests. And if you get to it right away when it's red, it'll just get rid of everything. Yellow will get everything down to the last stage, and blue will knock everything down by one stage. Otherwise, each piece of carrot takes 3 taps, or clicks in my case. This whole minigame's kind of questionable, though, because there's a 1-minute time limit. So, what happens if you mess up? Does the carrot... I mean, the carrot does just come back.
It's a super regrowing carrot. I guess that's how it got that big in the first place.
If you don't eat the whole thing at once, it can grow back from even the tiniest bit.
And then your punishment is that you have to eat even more carrot.
Oh god. It's 2 to 3 times bigger than Bowser's entire body.
He'll have bunny ear powers for the rest of his life.
There's no bunny ears big enough in the world to make Bowser float. For whatever reason, they kick you back out to the map screen, but there's nothing you can do but go back in, and it's not like there's any combat. Here's the real thing. When Bowser's face flashes, it slows down the emulator a lot. I do okay. I did better on my test run.
You don't get anything for beating it better.
Don't get anything at all, other than to progress.
Well, yeah.
I do like that Bowser actually eats the carrot on the top screen.
Yeah, it actually gets progressively, like he goes through it. It's not just chomp, 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 and then all of a sudden the whole thing's gone when you're done. That was the round that really screwed you up.
Yeah, if this was my test run, I'd be done already.
Oh, wow.
When the pressure's on for the real thing, I just can't perform, I guess.
You'd probably also be done already if it was on an actual DS.
It is much easier to tap quickly and accurately with the stylus. I'm not about to buy a Cintiq for an LP, though.
You just have to shrink the window size of the emulator down so that one click is the entire screen.
Don't think that works that way.
I don't know how that would work.
Alright, what I need to do is I need to get a remote desktop session from my computer to my phone or my tablet.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, once I compensate for 6 or 7 seconds in lag, I can just use a metal stylus and just tap away. For some reason the Wiggler wants us to go save before we get our bonsai bill from him, which he's been taking care of and nurturing in secret.
And then apparently he just like goes senile and forgets what you were talking about.
And then he gets really super angry, because that's what Wigglers do.
Usually only when you hit them, though.
Oh, this one's backwards. And we have to fight it, of course. The Wiggler fight's pretty interesting, and probably where the game starts getting a little challenging if you're not really paying attention. He'll always lead off with this move, where he plucks stuff out of the ground, Mario 2 style.
The angry gardening maneuver.
Yes. What you'll want to do to start off with is... you can't damage him until you turn his whole body yellow. You always want to start with the butt. You'll see why in a little bit. But this is other move. If you're accurate, like I am sometimes, you can hit a couple of his sections and then totally whiff on his head 3 times in a row. And now they've got him all yellow, we can beat the shit out of him.
You had to get hit just to show everybody what it looked like.
Looks like getting hit. For the gardening attack, which he'll also do every time he comes out of being vulnerable. You can see the long, thin ones are the small radishes, which go higher. The 4-leafed ones are the fat radishes, which go lower and roll when they hit the ground. And the 2-leaf ones are Shy Guys, which you have to duck under. That's his first attack that makes it obvious you have to hit his butt first. And get a counter hit on his first 3 sections, but not the last.
I assume the fire doesn't work in this.
No, his head blocks the entire fireball.
That would just make it way too easy.
Yeah. Seems to have a giant radish hovering over his head for some reason. You can also see the various vegetables flying in the air. But beat the Shy Guys, and the radish breaks and hits his first 3 sections. The trade-off for that is you have to fight the Shy Guys with Mario and Luigi.
Which is really just a bonus, in my opinion.
They are very simple. This is their only attack. Somehow they come at the same time, yet I managed to hit only one of them.
And the opportunity to give Mario and Luigi some extra experience in a Bowser fight.
Never hurts. If you don't suck them up while they're holding the radish, they will come over and drop it on your head for about 30 damage. Which is about a quarter of your health at this stage of the game.
Yeah, so there's really no reason why you would want to leave it there.
I'm gonna give Goomba Storm another try. I think furious clicking is really the way to go with that.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any punishment for misclicking.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like he only breathes fire when you hit successfully.
Quite a bit of damage.
Certainly better than punching. Oh, of course, because there has to be one every episode. Here's the correction. When you're breathing fire, if you get it correctly and don't sputter out at the end, if you hold the X button, you will continue to breathe fire and do an extra 2 to 3 hits, depending on how well you performed. You don't really see it in this episode.
I'm sure it'll come in handy later.
At least comes in handy during off-screen grinding, that's for sure.
I don't know if I knew about that when I definitely didn't remember it. If it was in a tutorial, I probably knew about it when I was playing the game, but I don't remember it. The whole multi-hit thing.
Yeah, same here. Feel like a bit of a dope for missing it. This got hoisted by my own petard for skipping all the tutorials.
Watch, it'll be some like special maneuver that's not actually in the tutorial.
I hope so, then I won't feel as bad. Here I'm just deciding it's... Honestly, you're better off just stalling until he does one of the attacks you can counter.
If you attack a segment that's already yellow, does it switch back, or does it just do nothing?
I honestly don't know, because in both my test run and this run, everything worked out just fine. Didn't want to take that risk.
Rain of Goombas on his head.
But anyway, with that, we've done enough damage to freak the Wiggler out and make it explode.
I guess those two shy guys that were holding the vegetable just ran away.
I got this.
That was enough experience to level everyone at once. With my newfound extreme roulette skills, start getting some pretty solid numbers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I can get 5s and 6s all the time, but I can definitely score some solid 3s.
If you can get at least a 3 or a 4 on most rolls, you're doing pretty good.
One more level and Bowser will rank up. And he actually has a little animation for it that I will show. The brothers, it just goes, hey, you ranked up, and switches the icon.
That one totally looked like you stopped it on the 5, and then the game just went, eh, and spun it the extra for the 3.
Yeah, I was totally robbed on that one. These Wigglers are going on and on about their pesticide-free, free-range, organic carrots. Bet that won't come up again, though. We have received a life form. Let's put it in a cannon.
Sensible thing to do.
Nothing else to do here, but head back to the cannon.
What did you do?
Ate twice my body weight in carrot? I'm gonna guess that was it.
Does that mean this game is teaching people that eating carrots is wrong?
Maybe overeating is wrong? I mean, we're still got that whole obesity theme from the beginning of the game. Gotta keep shoving that in somehow.
It's true. Bowser's eating carrots, then we definitely don't want to do it. Because he's the bad guy.
It's that or the all-mushroom diet, which I would not recommend.
Didn't seem to work out.
Especially ones found unrefrigerated in mysterious blocks on the side of the road. Join us next time when we get on Bowser's nerves. Thanks for watching.